Today on Let's Fish TV, join me, my son Cooper, out here in some of the waters that we love to fish more than anything in the world. Fishing the rivers of Southwest Alabama that feed into the Mobile Bay. We're going to be targeting redfish, flounder. We're going to be using some artificial baits. Hopefully y'all learn something while we're doing this. While me and Cooper are out here bonding together, having fun. He's trying to catch more fish than me. I'm trying to out catch him. So let's see who can win this father and son competition. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That's a big one right there.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
You ever caught a fish that big?
No!
Got him.
Another day. There you go. Another redfish. Got him. Now, that's what Let's Fish TV is all about right there, guys.
Hey y'all, welcome to this week's episode of Let's Fish TV. Joining me, Captain Patrick Garmison, and my son Cooper. We're gonna be fishing the tidal rivers, Mobile Bay. It's a really favorite type of fishing. It's a brackish water system. We have salt water coming in and out, mixing with the fresh water, and a lot of saltwater species and freshwater species are all catchable in these type of systems. We'll have this week's fishing reports from your local region from our insider reporters. All right guys, we got the boat launched. We're in the water. Time to get some gear set up. While we get that going, we're gonna kick it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Thanks so much for joining us once again on Let's Fish TV. The SouthWEST tables are predicting poor game fish activity on both days this weekend. Peak game fish activity begins early around 2:03 Saturday and 2:55 Sunday morning. Daytime action will begin around 2:30 on Saturday and 3:23 on Sunday afternoon. Depending on your local area, expect the sun to rise around 7:26 and set around 7:07. Nights will feature a moon that is just 7% visible this weekend. Be sure to join Let's Fish TV on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to stay up to date with our latest fishing adventures, tips, and tricks.
We're in Southwest Alabama. We're fishing the rivers that feed into Mobile Bay. We're targeting a lot of fish today, right buddy?
Yes, sir.
What kind of fish might we catch?
Like bass, redfish, flounder, black drum, speckled trout, and jacks.
Yeah, so there's really no telling what you're gonna catch up here in the Mobile Tensas Delta, these rivers around Mobile Bay. But the definite thing that's gonna happen today, we're gonna see some wildlife. Never know what kind of wildlife you're gonna see up here, but I'll see y'all on the water. Y'all enjoy this episode. Okay, we'll have to plane the boat off to keep up.
Oh. Well, that's a better fish. Then it might be a red. I don't know. It's got good head shakes.
Power pole down.
The cork's tangled up. Wait, no it isn't. Oh yeah, it is. Baby red.
Got you a redfish. There we go. Hey y'all, welcome out. Me and Cooper out here fishing, doing some popping cork fishing, locating some redfish apparently. That hook just popped right out of his mouth. So popping cork, shrimp imitation is a perfect combination for slot-sized redfish. And this guy right here was make a perfect meal if you were eating some redfish, but also a great fight, right buddy?
Yes, sir.
There you go. That popping cork setup is a great way to try to help locate a school of hungry redfish. So let's go back and see if we can catch us another one.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by the good folks at Skeleton Optics, featuring lenses from world-renowned lens makers Zeiss and new polyamide technology. Skeletons offers you the clearest lenses available in sunglasses today. Now, October is a beautiful time of year in Texas. The weather cools off, the water cools off, the fish move shallow, and the bite is on top much of the month. But there's more. October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I'd like to invite you to come out and fish the Pink Fishing Reeling in the Cure Bass Tournament on Cedar Creek Lake on October 19th. Now, if you're not a bass tournament fisherman, you can still come out to the event and help this great cause by participating in the auctions and other fundraisers. If you are a tournament fisherman, $3,000 for first place, and Cedar Creek should be on fire. You'll be fishing the docks, primarily shallow water near deep water. So go to your points that have a lot of docks, work behind the docks with your top waters, your poppers, your buzz baits, and so forth. Then transition to your bladed jigs, your swim baits, your spinner baits, those type of baits. Hope to see you there. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes. Check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
There we go. Come on, little red. There we go. Cooper's not gonna beat me today. Normally he does.
That's a pretty one too.
Yeah, nice little redfish. Look at all those spots. He's pretty close to like the one Cooper had caught earlier. So we just got on the grass line and saw a tremendous amount of life as we were running up the river. Mullet jumping and pogies flipping and birds in the area. And it just looked way too fishy just to keep going past it. Throwing the Flood Minnow by Strike King on the Strike King jig head. Just chunking and winding. Man, Strike King's got this little paddle tail. You know, there's so many different paddle tails out there, but this one has some nice features to it with some pectoral fins built in. Little anal fin has got a nice throbbing tail motion. And man, this is a great lure just in a search bait. Like I said, I don't really have a particular spot. There's no point. There's no real structure out here that I was trying to hit in particular. Just letting this wind push us down river and chunking and winding this thing. Nice little redfish, found it. I'm about to cast it out, see if I can catch another one before Cooper does. Got him. That one's a little further off the grass there. Pretty little redfish. Man, these things are so pretty when they're up around this grass. We call them pond pumpkins, or we call them pond pumpkins in Louisiana because you'll catch them in the ponds. But over here, they're just over here in the grass beds. Got me another one, Coop. Hey bro, catching up. Thanks for netting my fish. That's a pretty one. Look at how orange he is. Kind of in the sun. Look at that thing. Super pretty. Man, he smoked that bait. Slowed my presentation down just a little bit. Had one thump it when I slowed it down. That's about 6 or 8 casts in since I had that last bite. And that guy also hit it while I was more bumping it on the bottom. So anyway, pay attention to the details when you're fishing, and don't overlook whenever you get a bite. I don't know what that was, but you get a bite, pay attention to why you got that bite, and change it up a little bit and see if it'll yield you a few more fish.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Strike King, Tie One On, and by Glacier Outdoors since 1982.
Oh baby, come on. Oh, nice redfish, nice redfish. Man, I got all boogered up with the direction I had the boat going. Oh, really? Literally right when I pick the power poles up, you're gonna get hooked up. That's all right. He was still a long ways away, so picking the power poles up and down isn't harming anything at all.
Another red, I think.
So do you hit it hard, or you just slowly pull it under?
I don't know. I was about to pop it, and then I was reeling the slack, and then he took it.
All right, another pretty little slot red. Well, as normal, folks, Cooper's kicking my butt. Got you a pretty little 4-spot on one side. You got 2 on that side. Artificial shrimp, Strike King popping cork, getting the job done this morning, huh, buddy?
Yes, sir.
So one of the things right now, folks, that there's a lot of shrimp in our area, and a shrimp imitation you cannot go wrong with, especially for fish like redfish. They expect in this size range. They really feed heavy on crustaceans like shrimp and crabs. So a shrimp imitation or even live and dead shrimp are really, really good options for catching yourself some redfish. We're on the main river, but this whole river kind of flattens out and then just goes to a nice long grass bed. A lot of times you're gonna find these grass beds 50, 60 feet, the submerged vegetation coming off from the natural riverbank. And these redfish and game fish, speckled trout, as the water gets a little saltier, they'll be moving up here doing a lot of the same things. You'll catch bass, redfish, black drum, speckled trout, all doing this same thing, just working the edge of this grass and then vary your presentation. The last couple of bites I had, I started hopping it, but keeping a nice steady presentation, but always constantly bumping the bottom. I started thinking about it, hadn't seen a flounder yet, so maybe we might find us a flounder. Yielded us a nice redfish. All right, move out of the way, Coop, I'm coming.
What's up, guys? Captain Taylor Burrell here, Wave to Instant Charters with this week's fishing report. Today we had a rare day off, the wind's blowing pretty good, but the amberjack fishing has been very strong. Even though we had a couple days with a bad bite with full moon, we still got them all. Our biggest so far has been 82 pounds. Catching a lot of Vermilion snapper as well. Some groupers, jigging, catching a few kingfish and barracudas. Those are a fun fight, and they got some gnarly looking teeth. Inshore, the speckled trout bite still being good. The redfish bite is continuing to get better and better as closer we get to fall. Approaching the bull red run. Catch a few puppy drum, black drum. The state water snapper fishing has been phenomenal these past few weeks. I've been going out and getting our limit almost every time. Remember, guys, if you want to come fishing down here in Galveston, Texas, give us a call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got him a little deeper there. Oh, baby. Come on. Oh, nice redfish. Nice redfish. Man, I got all boogered up with the direction I had the boat going. Cooper, I was just telling you, these fish ought to be coming sliding off of that flat with those mullet. So we're in water too deep. Oh, there's another one with it. Oh my God, look. Oh, that dude is beautiful. Come on, dude, come on. Come on, come on. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. In the net, look at that bad boy. Did you see that other one with it? That was freaking sick. That is a nice redfish right there. Whew. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I just caught a nice, what we would call a nice piggy of a redfish. Look at that guy there. Beautiful redfish. Once again on that white flood minnow. We got us some other boaters coming by while we're getting our fish in here. Man, look at that guy right there. That is what you come to Alabama for, especially up here where we're fishing up on the north end of Mobile Bay. These fish tend to get really, really nice and fat like this guy. Look at how thick that is. The only place I've ever been to that would rival the size of the fish that we get here would be Louisiana. And we have some that threaten to be just as good as a Louisiana fish.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Loran's, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach Tourism. Let's fish on Alabama's beaches. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion.
Another flounder. Oh, it's a nice one too, Coop. Oh, shoot. Oh. What you got, Coop? Oh, got you a flounder.
Foul-hooked flounder.
Well, you gotta hook them to catch them, right, bro? Yep, he went up there to eat it. Cooper, you must have felt that fish come up there, and it looks like he just came up there and laid on top of it. Tell us a little bit about flounder, Cooper.
So when they're born, their eyes are on both the sides of their head, and when they grow up, one of their eyes rotate on the other side of their head.
Yep, so they go through a metamorphosis when they're small. They swim upright like normal fish, then they metamorphosize, their eye migrates to the top, and down to the bottom he goes, and then he's forever a flatfish. Nice job, buddy. Why don't you let that guy go? Hey, one thing that I have noticed over the last probably couple of weeks of when I'm fishing for redfish is I'm finding a lot of ladyfish, little guys, skipjacks, whatever you want to call them, maybe that big. And there's a lot of times where I'm trying to fish my way into an area and start getting these little tap, 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 like from the ladyfish, and they'll hit a soft plastic, they'll hit your shrimp, whatever you're fishing with. And I have noticed that when I get in the areas where those small ladyfish are, if I can get down below them with a grub or maybe a larger bait fish, a lot of times there's some redfish in that area. So just a tip. Oh, another flounder, baby! Little guy. Look at that little fella. See you later, little guy. The tide is falling. This is a big grass flat back here behind us. That water's starting to drop, and we're seeing mullet, bait fish, redfish, everything's starting to cruise off of this grass. It's getting too shallow for the fish to stay up there and feed. So this is the first water depth where it's deep enough for any fish to feed. Even a flounder, he doesn't want to have this much water to feed. He'd rather have a foot or so worth of water to feed to be able for the bait fish and stuff to swim overhead and come up and eat it. But I bumped that thing 2 bumps right off of the grass. This flood minnow has been rapidly becoming one of my favorite lures. There's a fish. Let's see, what did we get this time, baby? Another flounder. Oh, it's a nice one too, Coop. Oh, shoot. Oh, that guy was way out. I was just about to start cranking that thing in fast, and I think he may have came up off the bottom and got it. Ooh, that's a nice one. Barely hooked him too. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have really worked our butts off to try to put y'all some fish on TV today. That one is a really nice flounder right there. I have really enjoyed fishing with you today, buddy.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, hey y'all, thanks for joining us this week. This has been a just one of those days where Cooper and I, we just jump in the boat to go catch some fish, see what bites. Today it happened to be redfish and flounder.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Powerful Total Boat Control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on. Challenge your limits. Here's today's Right Stuff presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about tackle. One of which. One of the lures that we found very effective was this Strike King flood minnow, and I just wanted to share with y'all how I prefer to rig this thing up. Sure, it's nice and simple, just hook it on there, right? Well, one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your hook comes out of the bait in the right location. So I'm going to take and measure it up, and it looks like my hook's going to want to come right out of the back side of that dorsal fin of the lure. I'm gonna go straight in while feeling the center of that bait, and I'll reposition it, straighten it up, making sure it's gonna come out real nice and straight. Hook's starting to come out right there at the dorsal fin. And here's one of the things that I like to do, is I like to turn that bait 90 degrees. Then I'm gonna get it past that keeper portion of the jig head. And a lot of your jig heads have that that type of keeper like that. And then once I'm on, it's crooked, right? Well, now I'm gonna twist it, straighten it up. Now we have a perfectly rigged flood minnow by Strike King. That thing was getting us some action from redfish, flounder, and I'm sure it would work on speckled trout and a variety of other species. Cooper was successful on one tactic that we use a lot, especially on charter fishing, is a popping cork. So tell us a little bit about your popping cork setup, Cooper.
So at the end of our popping cork, we like to use these tiny artificial shrimp. That's our favorite. And the popping cork, we like to use the Strike King popping cork with like the jet holes in it to make it pop better, and the weight of it makes it cast further.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we really find is really helpful when you're fishing shallow water where you would use a popping cork, is being able to cast it as far as you can possibly cast it, get it way away from the boat. Then we catch that fish, and then we're not spooking the fish with the boat. So that's the main tackle that we use this week. Really appreciate Andrew letting me step in and share our day with y'all. We have had an absolute blast catching fish out here. Thanks for tuning in, and tight lines, God bless.